going on, Internet Champions? It's Marquise, Money Mike Williams, coming at you with another episode of I Am a Champion. You know, sometimes I like to just come sit out and enjoy the weather, enjoy the nature, and really just, reflect. It was in this driveway right here that it all started for me. I shot my very first video. I didn't know what I was doing. It was actually kind of funny because, the sun was beaming, much like it is right now, except for it was a few hours later in the day, so it was beaming a lot hotter, than it is right now. I probably messed up like 50 times, sweat was falling from my brow, and it was just crazy, you guys, but the adrenaline was rushing, and it was at that time I realized that I just love being in front of the camera. I just loved being able to speak and convey my message to people in front of the camera. So all this whole first season of I Am a Champion, I've been talking to you about becoming a better you. I've been talking to you about, improving who you are, working on becoming a better you. And as we're rolling into the third quarter almost, you guys, it's time to move from preparation, preparing yourself to become a better you, to execution. It's time to move from preparation to execution. It's time for you to stop preparing and getting ready to get ready to actually doing what you're meant to do, doing what you're destined to do, doing what you deserve to do in life. So today I want to talk to you about 3 things that'll help you move from preparation to execution. 3 things that are going to help you start getting results in your life. If you haven't started moving into that area, if you've still been preparing, if you've still been getting ready to get ready, then today I want to talk to you about getting in the position to actually execute. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is don't use your pain as an excuse. Don't use it as an excuse. I see so many people that talk about their misfortunes in life, talk about their shortcomings, talk about the things that they went through. Then that's the reason it's holding them back. But you got to use your pain as motivation. You got to use it as a driving force to get you to where you really want to be in life. It doesn't matter if you have a handicap. Use that as a motivation to show people that your handicap cannot hold you back. It doesn't matter if you've been, if you failed a class. Use that as motivation to come back bigger and stronger. I've always lived by the saying that a setback is a setup for a comeback. So it doesn't matter how many times that you fall down. It doesn't matter how many things that you go through. It's only setting you up for a bigger and better comeback. My pastor once said, God doesn't send you through pain. He doesn't send you through the storm to hurt you. He sends you through the storm. He sends you through the pain to make you stronger, to make you bigger, to make you better, so that when you go through it in the future, you're that much more prepared. You're that much more ready to conquer it and help and show other people how to conquer it. So stop blaming others, you guys. Stop pointing the finger. So many times people want to play the blame game. They want to point the finger. And you know what they say, when you point the finger, how many fingers are pointing back at you, you guys? How many fingers are pointing back at you? Blaming people gets you nowhere. So let's start holding ourselves accountable. Let's start looking in the mirror like we talked about last week, so that we can start getting to where we really deserve and want to be in life. Kevin Hart once had a comedy that said, laugh at my pain. Everybody wants to laugh at your pain, but the sweetest revenge is massive success. So while they're laughing at your pain, you're using it as motivation. You're letting it bubble up on the inside of you to drive you, to force you, to push you to be as successful as you can be. Because you know what? You can't read how to have drive and heart. You can't get it from Walmart. You can't get it from the store. You can't get it from a guru. It comes from the inside. And when you go through so much pain, you can allow it to be an excuse, or you can use it as pain and motivation to push you to be bigger and greater and walk into your greatness, so that you can be phenomenal in life and in whatever it is that you want to do. The second thing I want to talk to you about is you got to work with what you got. You got to work with what you got. I see so many people complaining about not having this like the next man, complaining about not having that like the next man. I told the story before about my roommate and best friend Chris. In music, he used to always tell me, man, I'm going to work with what I got. He was a producer, makes the most amazing, tracks that I've ever heard in my life. And I used to just love, as an artist, being able to create over his music, because, it was able to bring life out of the words that I put put on the pen and pad. But, you know, Chris used to say it doesn't matter if I had some drums and some drumsticks. You know, I'm going to create something out of it, you guys. So look at what you got and don't use it as an excuse if you don't have what the next man has. Just work with what you got, because what you got, God gave you more than enough to become successful with what you got. When I look at, you know, right now it's the NBA playoffs, right? NBA playoffs. You know, there's certain teams that are getting it done, you know, like the Miami Heat and just sailing, you know, past people. And then there's certain teams like the Chicago Bulls. You look at the Chicago Bulls, they've been decimated by injury, you guys. They've been decimated. Their star, you know, former MVP player Derrick Rose, you know, he's hurt. Right? Then they got other players like Luol Deng, who's hurt. Kurt Hiron, who's hurt. You know, they all bring other elements, whether it's scoring, whether it's defense, whether it's all-around play. They bring certain elements to the team. But you know what? The Chicago Bulls said, we're not laying down. We're going to work with what we got. And other players had to step up and rise to the occasion. Players like Nate Robinson, like Joakim Noah. You know, other players worked with what they got, and they were able to win a few games, you guys. They were able to win a few games within the playoffs. Now this series, they're playing against a better team. You know, sometimes working what you got is not going to work when you're comparing yourself against the success of others. You know, you hear the commentators after the game and during halftime, and they say, you know what? They're just playing against a better team. They're just playing against a better team. But the coolest thing about success in life, the coolest thing is you're not going up against somebody else, you guys. When your mortgage comes, it comes in your name. When your car note comes, it comes in your name. Your bills come in your name, so it doesn't matter how successful the next man is. Your grades come in your name, so it doesn't matter how successful the next student is. You guys, you have to realize that it's all about you. Success is all about looking in the mirror. And you never compare yourself to the success of the next man. You only compare your success to your own potential. You only compare your success to your own potential. So you look at the potential that you have, and you use that to drive you. You use that to push you. And the next man might be more successful than you, but they might be more gifted. They might be more talented, and that's okay. You can only compare your success to your potential, not the success to the next man. You only use the success of the next man as confirmation that it's possible, because God is no respecter of persons, right? God is no respecter of persons. If that person is actually better than you at this time, you use that as confirmation that you may not be there right now, but you can work. You can work harder to get to that position, because it's all time. It's all relative. We all have only 24 hours in a day. And it's what you do within those 24 hours that determines how successful that you are. If this person can be successful by working 2 hours a day, well, if you want to be as successful as that person, and if you're not as gifted, if you're not as talented, then guess what? You might have to work 4 hours a day. You might have to work 5, 6, 7 hours a day. But you could be as successful as that person. You just have to be willing to do the work. But don't compare your success based on that person's success. Compare your success based on your own potential. Because no matter what you do, as you're working towards success, as you're working in life, you know, you might go through some pain. You know, getting and studying for that test, it might be painful. Working out for that game, it might be painful. Going through the process of business might be painful. But when you understand pain is temporary, when you understand the pain eventually has to subside. You know, I woke up this morning and I stubbed my toe on the end of the bed, right? And it hurt. And I was like, it hurt. But after a while, that pain subsided. I walked it off. That pain subsided. But if you quit in something in life, if I say, you know what, I'm going to quit getting out the bed, well, that's forever. I'm never going to be able to get out the bed and do anything. I'm not going to be able to go to the bathroom. I can go, but it's going to be a bad situation, right? You know, so understand, as you're working towards success in life, as you're working towards being a better student, being a better athlete, being a better artist, being a better business person, being better at your job, you're going to go through some pain, right? You're going to go through the process. You're going to go through some pain, but it's only strengthening you. It's only making you better. So never quit, never give up, because giving up, quitting is forever. It's always, you're going to be a quitter. You're not going to be able to get back to that opportunity because you quit. You gave up. And the third and final thing, you guys, I want to talk to you about is know why you want it. Know why you want it. Why are you going through the process? Why are you going through the pain? Because if you don't know why, then you're never going to do the work to get it. You're never going to go through the process. You're never going to go through the pain because you don't know why. You don't know what's driving you. You don't know what's the force behind that passion and that motivation. So figure out why. Figure out what you want. And it's different for different people. It doesn't have to be the same, but you got to know why. And it can't be something like money, you guys. Everybody wants money. We could do anything to make money, but why do you want the money? Why do you want the success? It's that why behind what you want that's going to cause you to wake up in the morning. It's going to be that why behind what you want that causes you to get up when you don't feel like doing it, when you're tired, when you're lonely. It's going to be the thing that pushes you through even when you don't feel like being pushed through, you guys. And that's what you have to realize. If you don't know why, you're never ever going to do the work that it takes to get it. But you have to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. How bad do you want it? Because once you figure out why, you got to figure out how bad do you really want it. Do you really want it enough to get up in the morning? Do you really want it bad enough to keep pushing through? How bad do you really want it? Because when you want it as bad as you want to breathe, that is when you'll be successful. You got to treat everything in life like it's asthma, right? When it's asthma. When you're having an asthma attack, I don't know how many of you looking at this video have had asthma or know somebody who has asthma. My mom has asthma, you guys. When you have an asthma attack, you're not thinking about anything else but breathing. You're not thinking about, basketball playoffs. You're not thinking about none of that. You're not thinking about no girl or no dude. You're not thinking about your job. You're not thinking about no money. You just trying to get that breath so that you can stay alive. And when you want success, as bad as you want to breathe, that is when you're actually going to reach the pinnacle. That's when you're going to reach the level of success that you really want to get to in life. That's what it's all about, you guys. The difference between people who hear it, who hear the instructions, who hear the knowledge and wisdom, and the people who actually do it is just that, application. You got to execute, baby. You got to push it through. You got to make it happen. They always say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. But it's actually applied knowledge that's power, because knowledge without the application is not doing you anything. If I have the knowledge of the winning lottery numbers for tonight's lotto, and if I don't go scratch them numbers to play the ticket, guess what? It don't do me no good, right? If I have the knowledge of where to go get something to eat, and I'm starving, but I actually don't go apply the knowledge and go get something to eat, guess what? I'm going to starve to death. So you got to decide why you want it. You got to decide how bad you want it. And you got to decide how hungry you are, you guys. You got to decide. Are you ready to move from preparation to execution? Are you ready to keep getting ready to get ready and never actually get to the promised land? Never actually get to where you have the success that you've been working towards? Because you got to remember, at the end of the day, you're the best investment that you got. And you were born to win. So play to win now. What are you waiting for? Play to win right now. Because you are already a champion. Put your belt on, baby. Rock it with pride. Put your hands high. And I'll see you next week on I Am a Champion. Peace.